Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a very special episode of Easy Buckets. How are you guys doing today? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Lakers, and we just got some crazy news about something important for their rotation. Apparently, their current starting center of Marc Gasol might not be joining them next year, and with that being said, they gotta make moves. They have to adjust and replace Marc Gasol with the perfect piece. So if you're a big Lakers fan and want to know the perfect front court replacement if Marc Gasol does not come back, you're gonna love this video. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. From what we know, the Lakers were supposed to have 12 players on their roster, which means they're looking for 3 more players. But after some crazy news today, the Lakers actually might only have 11 players on their roster, which means when talking about free agency and completing their team, they're gonna have to search a little bit more to find the perfect pieces to finish off a true championship contender. And the crazy news today is regarding Marc Gasol, and Mark Stein talked about Marc Gasol. It's funny, a Mark talking about Mark, and what he said was kind of crazy. Mark Stein says this: "I'm hearing that Marc Gasol is not a lock to return to the Lakers, even after Gasol said following Spain's quarterfinal loss to the United States in the Olympics that he intends to play out of the final year of the 2-year deal he signed with the Los Angeles. It's not yet clear if that means Gasol is poised to be set free to play elsewhere in the NBA, or if he would ultimately opt out to finish his career in his home country like his brother Pau Gasol," Mark Stein says of Substack. This is crazy news for Laker fans because everybody thought that Marc Gasol was going to be the Lakers starting center, and hearing this, they might have to find a really good replacement. When talking about last year's NBA free agency, Marc Gasol signed a 2-year deal with the Lakers, a 2-year $6 million deal. And if Marc Gasol decides to not come back, that's going to be a problem for the Lakers because the best available centers right now have been taken, so they're going to have to really dig deep. But that's exactly why I'm here, guys. For this video, I'm going to be talking about some centers that I believe will be a perfect replacement for the Lakers if Marc Gasol decides to leave. And if they sign at least one of these players, the Lakers will have a new, dangerous nightmare front court. The first player on this list is talking about Paul Millsap. If the Lakers lose a veteran big of Marc Gasol, I do believe getting Paul Millsap could be a great replacement. With Marc Gasol and Paul Millsap both being 36 years old, that veteran experience would still stay for the Lakers. And with Marc Gasol being a previous Defensive Player of the Year and an All-Star caliber player, Paul Millsap is in that exact conversation. In his prime days, he has that experience and knows how to win. Paul Millsap has spent the last 4 years with the Denver Nuggets, and over these past 4 years, I am going to be honest, Paul Millsap just isn't as good as he used to be. But one thing's for sure, he's not washed and could still contribute. Despite him being in the conversation of an older free agent, NBA scouts and analysts are still saying that whatever team that signs Paul Millsap at the end of August as an end of the bench piece, it's going to be a bang for the buck, as Paul Millsap is definitely overqualified to be a 15th man on a roster. But that's why I feel like it makes sense for the Lakers. Paul Millsap is known to be a very undersized big, but can defend all 5 positions: the point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center. And with the NBA shifting a lot towards small ball lineups, Paul Millsap would be a perfect center at that position. Over the past few seasons, the majority of Paul Millsap's buckets came off of catch and shoot situations. And with Paul Millsap shooting a total of 39% behind the 3-point line on catch and shoot spots, the Lakers have more playmakers this season to put other players in the perfect position. Paul Millsap is similar to Carmelo Anthony. While Carmelo Anthony is a better scorer, Paul Millsap is a better defender. What I love the most about the Lakers signing Paul Millsap is that the majority of the time, you're going to see Millsap in catch and shoot situations. But from time to time, Paul Millsap could definitely isolate on those post-up plays and get an easy basket if needed. He has amazing footwork, has a great form on post-up offense, and more importantly, when it comes to face-ups, he can either fade away, step back mid-range jumper, or quickly confuse the defender and drive to the basket. When talking about last season with the Denver Nuggets, Paul Millsap contributed to 60% of back-to-basket plays, making a total of 59% of his shot attempts. And by looking at these numbers, you can actually argue that Paul Millsap is better than Marc Gasol at the age of 36. Paul Millsap is known for his high basketball IQ. LeBron James respects Paul Millsap. You've seen it in the past when LeBron has talked highly about him. Paul Millsap at a veteran's minimum would simply be an all-around presence that could be a bang for your buck. The Lakers will get more than what he's getting paid. I am gonna say this though, after losing Marc Gasol, a 7-foot center that can be a great defensive and interior presence, the only thing I would say that Paul Millsap does not bring is that shot interior defense, that shot blocking, that aggressive rim protection. So of course when it comes to size, Paul Millsap is undersized, and that's why I understand the Lakers don't want to focus on him and focus towards a bigger big man. But when it comes to an all-around aspect, scoring, great defense, leadership, and of course, a spark plug in the locker room, I do believe Paul Millsap should be signed. And right now, I'm kind of confused why he's not on an actual NBA roster. We are hearing so much rumors that Paul Millsap could be going to the Golden State Warriors, joining Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, but Laker fans, if Marc Gasol leaves, Paul Millsap is a deadly replacement. But if the Lakers want to focus towards size, a big center that can contribute more and simply be a big factor, I do believe DeMarcus Cousins would also be a good replacement. When talking about DeMarcus Cousins, he was known in the NBA a few years ago as one of the best centers, if not the best center in the league, but after getting hit with multiple injuries season after season, Boogie's value in the NBA went from being a superstar to now being a good role player that can contribute, and kind of having a chip on his shoulder to prove to the NBA that his worth is still there. In the 2019 NBA season, the Lakers actually gave DeMarcus Cousins a chance. After trading for Anthony Davis, they immediately signed DeMarcus Cousins to a one-year deal. But before the 2019 season even started, Boogie got hit with the injury that made him miss the entire season. The reason why I'm telling you this is because the Lakers have already had interest in Boogie, and that's why right now with him being one of the best centers available in free agency, I do believe giving him a chance would make a lot of sense, as they have a lot of depth, especially on the front court. DeMarcus Cousins is a low risk, high reward because you don't want to see Boogie play plus 35 minutes a game. You want to see him play 20 minutes a game max, and I know in those 20 minutes, he could be a per minute monster. When talking about last season, Boogie played for the Houston Rockets and then got waived and then went to the Clippers for the NBA playoffs. And when talking about last year as a whole, Boogie was pretty healthy and is showing everybody good signs he can stay on a roster and be a consistent factor. During last year in the NBA playoffs, he shot a total of 40% behind the 3-point line, and with Boogie being known to be a dominant big in the paint, eating defenders, going to the rim, going to the free throw line, him getting better at a 3-point shot just makes him a much more valuable free agent target. With the Lakers losing Marc Gasol, they could even start Dwight Howard, but also start DeMarcus Cousins on those sets. Boogie has that size that Marc Gasol brings, he's a great playmaker, he knows what to do, and I do believe being in the shadow of Russell Westbrook, LeBron James and Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins would come in, be a star in his role, and contribute to where he's needed. Of course, that's the big thing though. Will DeMarcus Cousins try too much, or just know that his role is just to be there and be a factor? Not be a star, be a factor. As of right now, there are so much rumors that the Los Angeles Clippers are trying to bring DeMarcus Cousins back that it seems like the most likely scenario. But if the Los Angeles Clippers does not want Boogie, Boogie could stay in the city of LA by going next door and signing a one-year veterans minimum deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. If they don't want Paul Millsap, an undersized big, getting DeMarcus Cousins would be the ideal choice. So yes guys, this wraps up my video for today, talking about the Los Angeles Lakers and players that I believe will be perfect in a front court replacement if Marc Gasol leaves. What's most important to me is I want to know your thoughts. Do you agree with me on this one? Do you believe Paul Millsap and DeMarcus Cousins is a good fit? Who would you pick between the two? Put your thoughts down in the comments below. But other than that, take it easy, God bless, and I'll see you all next time on Easy Buckets. Woo!